Today we want to talk about 6 things that God hates the most. 6 things that God hates the most. When we talk about hatred, it's something that you don't want, it's something that you don't like doing, it's something that actually you cannot wish to do. So, what are some of the things that God hates the most? God hates people who are using their eyes to lust, to see things. Now, naughty eyes. Let us talk about naughty eyes. What are your eyes seeing? Do you have a barrier within your eyes? You know, in the book of Job, number 31, verses 1, we see Job making a covenant with his eyes. And he said, from today I make a covenant with my eyes. I'm not going to look at a woman lascively and admire her. Because Job knew that once he looks at a woman with his eyes wide open, he is going to be tempted, maybe to commit adultery, to commit fornication, or to do some other acts which are not acceptable before God. So we see him making a covenant with his eyes, literally, that may God come through. That tonight I make a covenant with my eyes. I'm not going to look at a woman lascively. So most of at times we need to reach a point whereby we are like Job. We make a covenant with our eyes and we say, these eyes that God gave me are not going to put me in trouble. The eyes that I have are not going to put me to have a misery. My eyes are not going to put me in a mess. My eyes are not going to make me mess around. So naughty eyes is one thing that God hates the most. He does not want people who look at others in a way such that it prompts them to do other things, maybe which are not worthy in the presence of God. Another thing God that does not like at all is lying tongue. Maybe you're a person who likes lying. You talk lies. You get from this lie, you go to another lie, you go to another lie. There's nothing you cannot speak. You cannot speak the truth at any given time. You are full of lies. You lie literally with everything and you lie to everybody. God does not like. In Proverbs number 26, verses 28, it talks us and it also tells us to stop lying. You know, lies bring a lot of wickedness. A lying tongue brings a lot of wickedness. So we have to stop by all means our tongues from lying and also putting us in a mess and also making our relationship with God have a barrier. Another thing that we can talk about, God hates a hand that sheds innocent blood. God hates a hand that sheds innocent blood. So, for instance, let us take an example of Genesis number 4, verses 6 to 15. We have a story of Cain and Abel. We see Cain killing Abel because his sacrifice was being accepted to God, unlike his own sacrifice, which was not being accepted. So, in the process, we see Cain holding a sword and killing his brother. So, God hates a hand that kills, a hand that sheds innocent blood, a hand that is vengeful, a hand that, oh my God, we really need to be cautious as children of God. We need to be cautious and watch on what God requires on us to do. We need to work on our salvation. We need to have our hands clean before God. And also anything that we commit with our tongue, our eyes, our hands must be there to glorify God. Another thing that we can talk about, number 4, a heart that is full of wickedness. God hates a heart that is full of wickedness. If you are full of wickedness, there is nothing you can do in life to appreciate others. You always feel like you are the one who should be blessed. You are the one who should have everything. You are the one who should have money. You are the one who should have everything. You feel like when others are being blessed, you feel like you don't want others to have the blessings of God. We need to get out of this, friends, brethren, and the family. We need to ask God to remove every sort of wickedness that is within us, to give and renew our mind, our sense of belonging, and our way of doing things. Let's ask God to remove any wickedness, the unknown one, the known one, and everything else that is within you that is wicked. Tell God to remove it out of your way so that you begin manifesting greater things in your life for God's grace and favor in the name of Jesus Christ. Another thing, number 5, that God hates is a feet that rushes to do evil. Where is your legs taking you? Where are you walking towards? And your legs taking you to go and commit evil. It really challenges every corner of our life and aspect. Where are you walking to right now? Are you walking towards going to commit adultery? Are your legs and feet taking you to commit fornication? Where is your feet taking you? Are you going to hide and do masturbation? Are your feet taking you to go and be a lesbian? Where is your feet taking you? This is a quiz that we all need to answer us. And we need to understand, where are we rushing? Where is our feet rushing us to? Are our feet rushing us to do evil? We need to check on ourselves, raise our standards of our salvation, live for God fully, understand His promises upon our life, and fully commit to Him and tell Him, God, we surrender, we give completely ourselves to you, and we are ready to follow you every day of our life. Our feet are not going to take us to commit sin. Our feet are not going to take us to go away from your presence. Our feet are not going to bring a barrier between us and destroy our relationship. So what else? Number 6, what God hates most also is false witness. You know, false witness, it is even in the commandment. When we talk about the 10 commandment that is in Exodus chapter 20, we see in, I don't know, number 9, number 9 of the commandments, we are told we should not bear false witness against your neighbor, against your everybody else around. So false witness, you can sometimes build a lie, and this lie is going to bring conflict. This lie brings a lot of things that makes the entire community collide. Maybe you build a lie that is going to break a marriage. You build a lie that is going to bring a cold blood or a bad blood between parent and children. Or you raise an altar, or you do something that is crazy and it starts a lot of conflict. And maybe in the process, someone dies out of it. So we really need to be cautious. God hates when we give a false witness, when we testify falsely. God does not want it to happen. We need to be children of God who check on our ways and raise our standards and also our faith and our way of doing things, that God may come through for all of us in the name of Jesus Christ. Friends, we need to understand what our God requires. You know, even if it's a friend, you need to understand this friend. What are the likes of this friend? What are the dislikes of this friend? How can you blend together with this friend? Where can you stand to, so that you be in a neutral place for you, both of you, to blend? So we also need to understand our God, what He requires of us, how we need to operate around for His glory, and how we need to survive in this wicked world, so that we don't compromise our life and fall away from the presence of God. So we need to check on our ways, on our operations, on our way of doing things. And once we realize and also outline some of the things that God does not want us to do, we go away, we rush away from it, we really flee away from it, and God is going to give us victory in the name of Jesus Christ. So all of us, let us yield to the promises of God, and we are going to be more than conquerors. When God is on our side, there is nothing that is going to stand on our way. So identify some of the most the things that we have outlined that God hates the most. Check on what you are doing, and also flee from what you are doing, and ask God to give you guidance and protection, and that He may give you victory, and also testify of His goodness every day of your life. God bless all of us in Jesus' mighty name. Blessed.